Hi folks, this is Gabe with Security.org, and today I want to talk to you about ExpressVPN. Now, ExpressVPN is probably the most popular out there now. I mean, you'll see it a lot on television and ads on Google, and it's probably at the top of many consumer VPN rankings. Now, if you have any questions about what VPNs can do in terms of, what they purport to do, what they can actually do, I hope you check out some of our explainer videos. In today's review of ExpressVPN, I want to hit on some quick pros and cons. I want to talk about what it's providing in terms of servers and countries and protocols. I also just want to look at how fast it is as opposed to using no VPN at all. Then I'm going to look at what its core features are in terms of what I've come to expect from a VPN, like kill switch, torrenting, things of that nature. And finally, I'm just gonna look at what it's like to use it on my mobile device, my iPhone 12 Pro. Now let's jump into the positives. Let's talk about some of the pros of ExpressVPN, beginning with the fact that they have a pretty solid no logging policy. So as a company that's based in the British Virgin Islands, they essentially aren't a part of any international surveillance alliances, and they will ensure that your browsing history, IP addresses, and things of that nature remain encrypted forever. You can also split tunnel with ExpressVPN, so you can be out there in public, or you can be using their private tunnel, but you don't have to just have one decision one way or another. You can do multiple things at a time. We all like to multitask. Personally, I had pretty good speed when it comes to using ExpressVPN here in Brooklyn, and even while traveling. I've been in the past week in the Midwest, and in a few weeks I'm going to be abroad, and I personally have not had any issues in terms of speed. And when it comes to beyond me and my own personal experience, it has great app ratings across the board. People seem to really enjoy the experience with ExpressVPN on Androids and iPhones. Now, when it comes to cons for ExpressVPN, when it comes to the base subscription, you only get 5 simultaneous connections. So if you're someone who needs to be doing a lot of things, a lot of different places at the same time, you're not going to be able to really do that without coughing up a bit more cash with ExpressVPN. When it comes to protocols and encryption with ExpressVPN, they are also bringing the fire. So they had AES 256-bit encryption, so that's state of the art. And they have a number of protocols for VPN. So we're talking IPv2, IPsec. They also have, of course, your typical OpenVPN with UDP and TCP. And if you really want to fly under the radar, ExpressVPN is compatible with Tor. Now, if you're looking at our encryption and protocols, you're saying, wait, what about your leaks? Don't worry, we did WebRTC leak tests, we did private DNS leak tests, and we found no leaks. If you want to see more about that, you can head on over to Security.org. The link will be in the description. Now, quickly, I do want to do a quick speed test and show you what it's like on my iPhone 12 Pro here in Brooklyn, New York. Now, to be clear, you should take speed tests, always with a bit of a grain of salt, because it's going to be super dependent on where you live, your browser, your distance from the server, what you're using. All of that's going to factor in. So I think it's useful to look at my speed test, but know that results may vary. All right, so let's dive into a speed test for ExpressVPN, beginning with just a normal test of how quickly I can, navigate things with my Verizon and iPhone 12. It's nice, you got 120, 104. So let's go ahead and check out what it's gonna be like for ExpressVPN. Let's just go ahead and dive in, check out another speed test. Now this is just using a New York server. So you can already tell and see that my speed has diminished a bit. My download speed was something around 120. Now it's around 80. And now let's see, the upload speed also went down. So now you can see what is going on when I use ExpressVPN at those speeds. But let's go ahead and check out a different spot. So let's go a little bit further away. Big fan of Japan. So let's go to Tokyo. And you'll see that, it's not too bad. Looking at around, let's see what it ends up at. Wow, it's really starting to go higher and higher. And this is, of course, variable from any time of day, from any moment. We're looking at 77, and our upload speed looks like we're just gonna go in around 55 megabits per second. Now let's talk about what we've come to expect from VPNs in terms of core features, beginning with a kill switch. Now, a kill switch ensures that if something happens to the VPN, your information, your data exchange is not just out there for anyone to get a peek at. And fortunately, ExpressVPN does have a kill switch built into all of its applications. Now, the final thing I especially want to talk about for ExpressVPN, because this is what I think sets it apart from many of its competitors, is the fact that it uses an anonymous, constantly changing IP address. So often when you're using a VPN, you'll basically go into a different space, of course, and it'll give you this set IP address. But often that set IP address is static. It just does not change, but that is not the case with ExpressVPN, where it's constantly changing the IP address that it gives to you. So now let's dive into ExpressVPN's mobile application on my iPhone 12 Pro Max. Now you note that I am currently connected to Tokyo. I've got a few different locations below. You see the smart location, because that's like close to me. And honestly, what I like about ExpressVPN is a pretty no-frills mobile application. You note that I can connect and disconnect with that button directly in the center. I can select locations from recommended locations. I can go to all locations. So I want to go to Middle East or Africa. If I want to do different places in the Americas, like go to Peru, take a look at Machu Picchu, I can do so. It loads up quickly. It's very fast. There's just really not a lot to the general layout, the UX of ExpressVPN, and I think that works for them. Now, if we go a little bit deeper, we look at the settings, you'll note that I can go and check out the various VPN protocols that are available to me. So I've got the automatic, which is basically going to pick what is best for me in this moment. Then you've got lightweight UDP, TCP, and IKE v2. So just not a ton. And I kind of like that they have these little pieces where they say, hey, learn more about X, Y, or Z strewn throughout the mobile application. Now, beyond that, they do have a couple of cool things like your IP address checker. You can go ahead and do your DNS leak test, your WebRTC leak test. You can of course see that over on our website. And they have a password generator. This is something that we have historically talked about here at Security.org in terms of using password generators, password managers. We have some reviews of some of those, but you'll note that it's always important to create a strong and secure password, and I can do so directly inside of my ExpressVPN app, which I think is really cool. So you can look here, you have this random password generator, and this way you'll essentially be able to make this password, copy and paste it into some website that you're making an account for or changing a password for, and boom, now you have a new random password, and you can just save this and boom, you're ready to go. So I really think that it's cool that they offer this little kind of like side feature element. So that's what you have when you're just looking at your ExpressVPN mobile application, just a number of locations all around the world, and you can decide. I mean, that is a lot of different countries. I mean, Kyrgyzstan, Bangladesh, Vietnam, Malaysia. I'm just really excited about being able to, come in and out of all these different spaces on ExpressVPN. In conclusion, ExpressVPN is a top option with its global reach, its first-class digital security solutions. You'll note that I'm personally grateful for how easy it is to torrent using the device. It did very well with our speed tests and our various leak tests. Just across the board, it is a world-class VPN. And I think that it really helps us to use the internet in the way best befitting us and potentially befitting you. So go ahead and check out ExpressVPN and get back to me here at Security.org. All right, so that's our look at the ExpressVPN. If you appreciate today's video, go ahead and give us a like, maybe subscribe to our channel. I don't know, even give us a comment, hit the bell, make sure you know when we're dropping new videos, because we're always bringing the newness over here at Security.org when it comes to digital and physical security. My name is Gabe. This is Security.org. Be secure.